Yes, it was a spa, but it was a manly spa.
Okay. Hey there, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Chad.
And you are watching Ports and Palaces. So we just got off the beautiful Disney Wish. If you didn't already watch our video about the Wish, check it out here. Mm-hmm. And then now we're going to talk about some of the experiences that we had on the ship. So one of those experiences was actually the spa type services. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the Senses Spa. There is a Senses Spa on the Wish, but we did something a little different that was unique to the Wish class, and that was Hooks Barbery and Untangled Salon. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to kind of go through this because, especially if this is your first time on the Wish or your first time cruising with Disney, it can be a little confusing as to how to book these and how much they are, because it's a little secretive, to be quite honest. So we just wanted to do a little quick video on how to set up those services.
First, let's talk about where these salons are on the Disney Wish. First off, Hooks Barbery and the Untangled Salon are both on the aft side of the ship on deck 4.
Yep. And they're very close together. You're going to hear us say across the hall, but really there's a stairwell between them, but they're very close together. Now, it probably goes without mentioning because we're talking about Disney, but just to make sure we understand that these are all an additional cost. These are not included with your cruise fare. Mm-hmm. We did pay extra for these. There is a scale of how much you're paying for what, but it's not included.
And just like the Senses Spa, they are going to try to upsell you, but don't let that turn you away.
But both of these are an added cost, just like we mentioned, and then you can also pre-book them or you can book them on the cruise. So we kind of did a mixture of that. So let's actually look. We just got off the Wish, so you can't see the app for that anymore, but we are going on the Destiny soon, and so we are going to kind of show you what the booking process looks like from the DCL app. Mm-hmm. And the Destiny also has these services. So let's look. So when you're on the DCL app, you're going to be looking under spa and fitness services, and then you're going to kind of search through. So as you're searching, you'll see things. Some of them will say Senses Spa, Senses Fitness Center, and then you'll start seeing things pop up that say Hooks Barbery. So you can pre-book a pedicure at Hooks Barbery. You can pre-book a Barber services, which is what I thought we had signed you up for, but it turns out we didn't. You can also book an Elemis Pro Collagen Grooming and Shave. And then for Untangled Salon, you can book a manicure and pedicure or a mani and pedi combo. So that is all you can actually pre-book. They do give you some prices when you're booking, and so you can kind of get an idea. You don't pay for any of those services until you're on board, but that does give you an idea of how much you're starting at.
So Kirsten showed you can book these services through the DCL app itself, but you can also do it through the DCL website, same as on your booking day.
Yep. It's pretty simple. We prefer the app, but you can definitely do it on the website if you need to.
Now, just to note, your booking day will be dependent on what your Castaway Club level is. So if you're first-time guest, you don't really have a rank. But if you are a first or second-time cruiser, you are a silver?
First-time cruiser is just a first-time cruiser.
Okay.
And they can book 75 days before sailing.
Gotcha.
And then silver would be if you've sailed 1 to 5 times, and that's 90 days prior. And then you've got gold at 105 days, gotcha. Platinum at 120, and then pearl and concierge are 123 days. Concierge gets a little bit of a different thing, but we're not going to go into all that.
I don't even want to know how many cruises Pearl had to go on.
25. Okay. Now, that was all discussing pre-booking. So before your cruise, if you wanted to pre-book. But especially if you're a first-time cruiser, you may get on and realize there's no spots left. Yeah. We are not first-time cruisers, but we struggled to find a time and day that worked good for us for Chad's appointment. And so we had to do some things on board the ship. So, and this worked out really well. You hear a lot about, as soon as you get on the ship, you need to go do this, you need to go do that. But these services were not hard to fix.
They actually allowed us to book for a different day and time. If you go to the customer services center, You can change up your times and stuff like that. I think you can also call Hooks Barbery and
You probably
ask if
could,
you can
yeah.
change the time. But definitely go to customer services and they should be able to change up your reservation.
Yeah, and to mention that, so we had some other things we really wanted to try to get on this cruise that we just weren't able to. It was a last minute cruise, and so we had gone on the ship, done our like tour of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
We had gone to guest services to take care of our wine situation, taken our daughter to the bathroom, checked out the kids club, and then did his change of his appointment. So
Yeah.
that's when we say it's not something like you need to rush on the ship and take care of. We were able to walk around, and there was, I don't know about Hooks Barbery, but when we went over across the hall at Untangled Salon, there was no one there.
Oh,
so
practically nobody.
It's not something you need to be like, as soon as you get on board, you must take care of this.
Yeah.
I think if we had even waited till after sail away, there probably still would have been no issues getting changed. So for Chad, we just kept with the service that we pre-booked, but changed his day. But something that's really cool about the Untangled Salon is on pre-booking, you could only book for an adult for like a pedicure or things like that. But you can actually do kids manicures and pedicures and kids like hair braiding through that salon as well. So that's one thing that really makes this Untangled Salon, in my opinion, better than the Senses Spa. Because the Senses Spa is truly adults only, whereas Untangled Salon, kids could go. Now, as a family with kids, that's better in our opinion.
Yeah.
We don't have to work our day around, well, we're doing this adult only thing, but some people don't like kids in their relaxation space.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why they kept the Senses Spa and did the Untangled Salon. But because we couldn't pre-book the hair braiding while Chad was taking care of his stuff at Hooks Barbery, and I went over to Untangled Salon and took care of her appointment. And again, that was super easy.
Yeah.
We were able to book it really quick. They even were like, do you want more times? Now, this is where we started to learn about the whole, like, they're going to upsell you every chance you get. So I went in and I said, we just want a hair braid. And she was like, oh, do you also want to book a manicure at that time? Do you also want to book it? I was like, no, just a hair braid. And she was like, okay, does mom want to do anything at the same time? And I was like, no, we just want one hair braid.
Yeah.
Like, so you just kind of have to be persistent in that because they're going to be persistent too. But what on our end, we got like a QR code. So as soon as you got on board and into the salon, there was like a QR code, and that gave us all the prices and the exact prices. I tried to go back and look through my like Safari history just to see if I could pull it up, and I can't. So I'm wondering if it's connected to the Wi-Fi on the ship, and they do that because they want to be able to change prices in and out. So just know the price that we're going to tell you here in a minute for what we did could be very well much different when you go on your ship.
Mm-hmm. That's enough talking about booking and pricing for these services. Let's check them out.
Let's go.
So Hooks Barbery was actually a pretty elegant little salon, barbershop type of thing. Very manly, very musky.
Yeah, I was gonna say like woodsy. Everything was wood paneling.
Yeah.
Very dark, kind of like an English.
Metal trim on a lot of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
They were very professional, very, very friendly. Yeah, it was a great experience, and it was a good, relaxing experience. That's all I got to say about that.
So we obviously Hooks Barbery is adults only, but we mentioned this in our wish video, but my daughter's hair braiding appointment went much faster than Chad's shave because he got the deluxe fancy shave.
And I didn't mean to.
And so we were about to head to the Aladdin matinee, and so we just asked, hey, can we just hang out here so we can all stay together? And they were super cool about it. They were like, just if she can just, be chill, be calm, then absolutely that's fine. So we were able to do that. It smelled very nice in there. Obviously, it's a spa. If you haven't already figured out, is very much themed to Tangled and Rapunzel. So they had like little her flower,
Mm-hmm.
and just things like to kind of pull in the theming of that. And I really liked that, pulling in that IP. Obviously, as a Disney lover, I like the IP. I like seeing all that on the ships and in the parks, and so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Rapunzel is probably my favorite princess. Maybe not my favorite Disney character, but my favorite princess. And so I really enjoyed it, and I liked the play on the Untangled Salon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Untangled Salon. I think Untangled Salon was much more open. Like there were more windows, and you could kind of see out. They really played into the Hooks Barbery, like dark
wood finish
quiet,
everywhere, but also like flowery and majestic and stuff.
But enough about Hooks Barbery. Let's go across the hall to Untangled Salon. So now that we've talked about the ambiance, the pre-booking, of course, what you really came to watch is the service and what we got while we were there. So our daughter, we just did a traditional hair braiding. They did upsell me in obvious and non-obvious ways. They kept asking, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want extra hair conditioning? And it was just no. And then she came out and was like, well, her hair is not wet, which means she didn't just wash it. So we have to wash it before we can braid. And at that point I was like, fine, like she needed a shower anyway. But like, where was that in when I came in to book? You didn't mention that. So that did increase our cost. The hair braiding itself was $29. But obviously with the hair washing, and then we put some like glitter in her hair as well. And so the total with gratuity came out to like 50 something.
Gotcha.
Now do know that both services that we talk about today included gratuity added already into it. But if you
don't
want
give
to,
them any more.
unless you really want to, they added gratuity already to the cost. What about Hooks Barbery?
So Hooks Barbery from the get-go was very professional, very elegant of an establishment. They handed me a questionnaire that asked several different topical health items, such as the last time I had used a skin treatment, or when was the last time that I had gotten a scalp treatment, this, that, and the other. I could already tell this was a discovery call, basically, or discovery meeting of some sort to try and push product and figure out solutions for. That's our cat. Push solutions for things I wasn't looking to get solved at the time, but they thought they knew better and just went ahead and did it anyways.
Well, I mean, it is their job, but at some point you got to understand like your customer, and maybe I don't want to be upsold the entire time. I don't know. We'll get back to it when we talk about our thoughts at the end.
I guess reverse psychology, or whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to get upselled, I guess go ahead and answer that you have gotten a skin treatment every single week, or that you do skin treatments every single day, and this, that, and the other, and they'll probably leave you alone. But in my case, I went from a measly, $30, $50?
I think it was like 60 or 80, yeah.
From a haircut and like
a quick shave is what we booked for.
And you still got a hot towel on my face and stuff like that, and a nice clean shave and everything like that. I even told the lady that's all I wanted, and she very, very skillfully said, "Oh, your pores look awful. We can fix that up right away." And she gave me some special skin treatment, not knowing that she was basically upgrading my package, so I would be paying more and stuff like that. And then I was like, by about halfway in, I was like, is this just for the base service? And she said, oh no, this product, that product, would you like to buy some samples? No, thank you.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great experience. I felt my skin felt great for sure. Yeah.
All in all, he got the, whatever we read off, the collagen package. So it came out to like $2 something.
Yep.
Enough that I joked with him and I was like, you don't get to say anything about our souvenir purchases.
No.
Because our daughter had gotten a hair braiding, which wasn't super expensive. And then he had gotten this super expensive facial. So I was like, I get to buy whatever I want in the souvenir. So also, don't forget that Hook's Barbery does turn into an old-fashioned bar, which is really cool. And you can go and enjoy that without getting a service. So if you want to just check out the ambiance and theming of the bar and, you know, want to enjoy some time there, you can go do the old-fashioned bar. I think it's only in the evenings. That's not something that we did, but it is, I think, in just the evening. So maybe we'll check it out on the Destiny. But I think you can kind of tell our overall thoughts. I think it was a great time.
It was a great time. Great services, I gotta say. Be careful on the upsell.
Yeah.
Those are the takeaways.
I think if you are just kind of more headstrong and say like, hey, I'm just going to let you know right now, I booked a pedicure and I don't want anything else. Like, I don't want the fancy, you know, gel versus regular. I don't want the foot massage. I don't want, like, I just want what I paid for. I think they'll probably leave you alone. But just know it is run by Sensa Spa, and Sensa Spa has a really bad rap for upselling like crazy. So just know that going into it. Is it something that I think we'll do again?
I'd rather go to Sensa Spa itself.
Yeah, we really like the Rainforest room, and so it's hard for us to spend that much money on like a service that took 30 minutes to an hour versus the same cost. We could have gone to the Rainforest room and done that for the entire length of our stay. So I don't know. I do think it might be fun on a later cruise when our daughter's older to like have the experience to go get a pedicure with her when she's a little bit older and can appreciate it a little bit more. Sure. But all in all, I don't know. It won't be something we repeat anytime soon.
So with that, that'll do it for this video. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Please also hit the bell icon so you get notified for all of our content, whether that be shorts, long form videos like this, or for pictures and links on Instagram and other platforms.
Yeah. And with that, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Chad.
Happy travels from all your ports to palaces.